Kevin Costner didn't just lose one wife to his obsession with fame. He destroyed two marriages spanning 45 years using the exact same playbook, choosing film sets over family dinners, scripts over his children's lives, and his ego over the women who'd sacrificed everything to build his career, a pattern that became undeniable in 2023 when his second wife Christine filed for divorce with a complaint that read almost identically to the one his first wife Cindy filed in 19. Cindy Silva married Kevin in 1978 when he was a struggling actor working construction jobs to pay rent, stayed through 16 years of poverty and rejection until Kevin finally became a star with Dances with Wolves in 1990, then watched him transform into someone who valued fame more than family and filed for divorce in 1994, citing his affairs and his compulsive need to prioritize work over their three children. This video reveals how Kevin's first marriage ended during the production of Waterworld, the 1995 disaster that cost $175 million and nearly destroyed his career, when Cindy finally accepted that Kevin would always choose the next role over coming home. Why Kevin's $80 million divorce settlement to Cindy in 1994 was one of Hollywood's most expensive at the time. How Kevin married Christine Baumgartner in 2004, promising he'd learned from his mistakes, only to repeat the exact same pattern for 19 years. What Christine's 2023 divorce filing revealed about Kevin forcing his family to follow his Yellowstone filming schedule 6 months a year in Montana, while he refused to compromise on his career. Why Kevin offered Christine only $1.5 million in their settlement despite his $250 million net worth. How Kevin refused to leave the family home and forced Christine and their three children out during the divorce, and what the court documents from both divorces prove: that Kevin Costner is a man incapable of choosing family over fame, and that his children from both marriages paid the price for their father's ego. The lawyers slid the divorce petition across the conference table. Santa Barbara, California, May 2023. Christine Baumgartner's attorney presenting Kevin Costner with the papers. Kevin picked up the document, started reading. His face hardened. Petitioner seeks dissolution of marriage, citing irreconcilable differences stemming from respondents' persistent prioritization of career over family obligations, extended absences due to filming commitments, and refusal to compromise on work schedule despite petitioner's repeated requests. Kevin looked up. This is bullshit. She knew what she was marrying. I've always been clear about my work. The attorney stayed neutral. She's requesting $248,000 per month in child support, the family home, and she's asking the court to enforce the prenuptial agreement. Kevin laughed, bitter. She wants the house? I built that house. That's my house. With respect, Mr. Costner, you've been married 19 years. California is a community property state, and there are 3 minor children involved. The court will prioritize their welfare. Kevin threw the petition on the table. I've provided everything. Everything. That house, their lifestyle, private schools, vacations. Everything they have is because of me, because of my work. The work she's now complaining about. Mr. Costner, she's not complaining about you working. She's complaining that you're gone 6 months a year filming Yellowstone and refused her request to adjust your schedule, that you prioritize scripts over attending your children's events, that you've made it clear your career comes first and your family adapts or suffers the consequences. Kevin stood. I'm 68 years old. I've been doing this for 40 years. I'm not changing now. If she can't handle it, that's her problem. The attorney said nothing, but he was thinking. This is exactly what Cindy Silva said in 19, word for word. The same complaints, the same pattern, the same man. Kevin Costner had destroyed his first marriage by choosing work over family. And now, 29 years later, he destroyed his second marriage the exact same way. Because Kevin Costner was incapable of learning the lesson both wives tried to teach him. Fame means nothing if you lose everyone who loved you before you had it. Part 1. Cindy Silva, California State University, Fullerton. Kevin Costner was 23 years old. He'd grown up in Compton, California. Working-class family. Father was an electrician, mother a welfare worker. Kevin was the youngest of 3 boys. He'd discovered acting in college, loved it, decided to pursue it professionally, despite having no connections, no training, no plan except determination. Cindy Silva was a fellow student, beautiful, grounded, practical in ways Kevin wasn't. They fell in love, married young. October 19. Neither had money. Kevin worked construction between auditions. Cindy worked whatever jobs she could find. They struggled, but they were together, building something. 1978, 1985, 7 years of rejection. Kevin auditioned constantly, got small roles, nothing significant, nothing that paid enough to quit construction. Cindy supported him. Emotionally, financially, believed in him when the industry didn't. 1985. Kevin got a small role in Silverado, then a bigger role in The Untouchables, then Bull Durham. His career was starting. Finally, after a decade of struggle, Cindy had been there for all of it. The poverty, the rejection, the doubt. She'd sacrificed her own ambitions. She'd wanted to be a designer to support Kevin's dream. Now it was paying off. Kevin was becoming a star, and their marriage was about to end because of it. Part 2. The success Dances with Wolves. Kevin's passion project. He directed, produced, and starred. 3-hour Western. Epic scope. $22 million budget. Huge risk for a first-time director. Studio didn't believe in it. Called it Kevin's Gate. Reference to Heaven's Gate, the 1980 disaster that bankrupted United Artists. But Kevin was right. The film was brilliant. Critical acclaim. Box office success. $424 million worldwide. And at the 1991 Oscars, Best Picture. Best Director for Kevin. 7 Oscars total. Kevin Costner, at age 36, was on top of Hollywood. Biggest star. Most powerful. Could greenlight any project he wanted. But success changed him. According to accounts from people close to the marriage, Kevin became different after Dances with Wolves. The struggle had kept him humble, grounded, dependent on Cindy. Success made him believe he was special, untouchable, that the rules didn't apply to him. He started taking on more projects, back-to-back films. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, 1991. The Bodyguard, 1992. A Perfect World, 1993. Each film meant months away from home. Months away from Cindy and their 3 children, Annie, born 1984, Joe, born 1986, Joe, born 1988. Cindy asked him to slow down, spend more time with the family. The kids were young. They needed their father. Kevin's response, according to later accounts, "This is my moment. I can't turn down these opportunities. You knew what you married. You knew I was an actor." But Cindy hadn't married a star. She'd married a struggling actor who needed her. Now she was married to a star who didn't. Part 3. The Affairs, 1992-1994. Rumors started. Kevin was having affairs. The Hollywood press was discreet in those years. Didn't report celebrity affairs unless scandal became unavoidable. But people in the industry knew. According to later reports, Kevin had relationships with several women during his marriage to Cindy. Mira Sorvino, actress, met on set. Brief affair. Peggy Trentini, model actress. Longer relationship. Michelle Amaral, Hawaii surfing instructor, who later had Kevin's child. Bridget Rooney, brief relationship that resulted in another child. The affairs weren't just physical. They represented Kevin's belief that his fame entitled him to whatever he wanted. That monogamy was for ordinary people. That his marriage vows didn't bind him the way they bound Cindy. Cindy found out, confronted Kevin, begged him to stop, to choose their marriage, their children. Kevin's response, according to sources close to the family, "I love you, I love our family, but I'm not going to live like a monk because I'm famous. This is the life. You adapt or you don't." Translation: the marriage would continue on Kevin's terms or it wouldn't continue at all. Cindy tried, for 2 more years, attended events with Kevin, smiled for cameras, maintained the image of happy couple, but privately she was dying. Watching her husband become someone she didn't recognize. Someone who valued fame over family, affairs over fidelity, career over children. Part 4. Waterworld. Kevin's next passion project, Waterworld. Post-apocalyptic action film. Set on a future Earth covered by water. Kevin would star and co-produce. The budget ballooned. $175 million, the most expensive film ever made at the time. Kevin insisted on practical effects. Real water sets. No CGI. His vision required perfection. Production was a nightmare. Filmed in Hawaii, sets destroyed by storms, cast and crew getting sick, costs exploding, schedule extending. Kevin was gone for months, longer than any previous film. Living in Hawaii, obsessed with the production, unreachable to his family. Cindy visited the set once, brought the children, ages 10, 8, and 6, excited to see their father. According to accounts from crew members, Kevin barely had time for them. Between takes, he was focused on technical problems, on budget issues, on his performance. The kids wanted to play with their dad. Kevin told them to wait, to be quiet, to let him work. After 3 days, Cindy took the children home. She'd seen enough. Kevin didn't come home for another 4 months. And when he did, it was only for 2 weeks before he left again for Waterworld reshoots. Cindy filed for divorce in October 9. After 16 years of marriage, Kevin was shocked. Couldn't understand. "I'm providing everything. They have the best life because of my work. How is she complaining about the thing that gives them everything?" He didn't see it. Couldn't see it. The money didn't matter. The lifestyle didn't matter. The children didn't want a mansion. They wanted their father. And Kevin was incapable of being that father. Because being that father required sacrificing opportunities, turning down roles, choosing home over fame. And Kevin would never do that, could never do that. His identity was wrapped up in being a star. Losing that even partially felt like death to him. Part 5. The settlements. The divorce was finalized in one of the most expensive celebrity divorces at the time. Settlement details. Approximately $80 million to Cindy, plus child support, plus assets. The amount shocked Hollywood. But California's community property law was clear. Half of everything earned during the marriage belonged to Cindy. And Cindy had earned it. She'd supported Kevin for a decade before he succeeded. Had raised their children largely alone during his fame. Had sacrificed her own ambitions for his career. Kevin resented the settlement. Felt it was excessive. Told friends, "I worked for that money. I earned it. She was just there." The comment revealed everything wrong with Kevin's perspective. Cindy wasn't just there. She'd made his success possible. Had sacrificed everything so he could pursue his dream. But Kevin couldn't see it. In his mind, his success was his alone. Cindy had simply benefited from it. And now she was taking what wasn't hers. After the divorce, Kevin's relationship with his 3 children deteriorated. He saw them according to custody schedule. But his work continued. He was often traveling, filming, promoting. The kids grew up largely without him. Annie, Lily, and Joe were raised primarily by Cindy. In later interviews, all 3 would describe their father as distant, unavailable, someone we loved but didn't really know. Kevin would defend himself. "I was working to provide for them. Everything they had was because I was working. But they didn't need everything. They needed him, and he was never there." Part 6. Christine Baumgartner. 10 years after divorcing Cindy, Kevin married again. Christine Baumgartner, model and handbag designer, 20 years younger than Kevin. Kevin had met Christine in the late 1990s. They dated on and off. Kevin had been hesitant about marriage after the Cindy divorce, but eventually he proposed. Promised Christine he'd learned from his first marriage, that he understood work-life balance now, that family would be priority. Christine believed him, married him September 25, 2004. 2004-2007. Christine and Kevin had 3 children. Caden Hayes, born 2009. Grace, born 2010. For a while, it seemed Kevin had changed. He was less busy, doing fewer films, present for the births, involved in early years. But by 2010, the pattern was returning. Kevin couldn't stay away from work, couldn't turn down opportunities, couldn't prioritize family over career. Christine noticed. Started having the same conversation Cindy had 20 years earlier. "You're gone too much. The kids miss you. I need you here." Kevin's response, the same as it had been with Cindy. "This is who I am. This is my job. You knew that marrying me." Part 7. Yellowstone. Kevin was offered a role in a new TV series, Yellowstone, modern Western drama. Kevin would play John Dutton, a Montana rancher fighting to protect his land. Kevin initially resisted. "I don't do television. I'm a film actor. TV is beneath me." But film offers had dried up. Kevin was 60. Hollywood had moved on. He wasn't bankable anymore. Yellowstone was his chance to be a star again. He took it. The show was filmed in Montana, 6 months a year, May through October. Kevin demanded that Christine and the children come with him. Moved to Montana for half the year, Christine resisted. The kids had school, friends, lives in Santa Barbara. Uprooting them for 6 months every year was unreasonable. Kevin's position: "I'm working. The family comes with me. That's how it works." Christine tried to compromise. "What if you film for 3 months instead of 6? What if we come for summers only? What if you come home on weekends?" Kevin refused. "The show requires 6 months. I'm not negotiating with the producers, and I'm not flying home every weekend. This is my job. You adapt." Yellowstone premiered 2018, became a massive hit. Biggest cable drama, cultural phenomenon. Kevin was a star again, in demand. Interviews, appearances, awards, consideration. And Christine was a single parent 6 months a year, managing 3 children, Caden 11, Hayes 9, Grace 8, alone in Santa Barbara while Kevin lived in Montana. The kids missed their father, asked when he was coming home. Christine told them, "Daddy's working. He'll be back in a few months." But even when Kevin came home, he wasn't fully present. He was tired from filming, focused on scripts, planning next season. The pattern from the first marriage had returned completely. Kevin prioritizing work, family adapting or suffering, no compromise. Part 8. The second divorce. Christine filed for divorce, May 1, 2023, after 19 years of marriage. The divorce petition was explicit, detailed, a mirror of what Cindy had filed 29 years earlier. Irreconcilable differences stemming from respondents' persistent prioritization of career over family obligations, extended absences due to filming commitments totaling 6 months per year, refusal to compromise on work schedule despite petitioners' repeated requests for reasonable accommodations to preserve family cohesion, pattern of behavior indicating respondent values professional success over marital relationship and children's emotional welfare. Christine requested $248,000 per month in child support. Primary custody, the family home in Santa Barbara, valued at $145 million. Enforcement of prenuptial agreement. Kevin's response was swift and vindictive. He refused to leave the family home, forced Christine and the 3 children to move out. According to court filings, Christine had to rent a smaller house, uproot the children from their home. While Kevin remained in the mansion, Kevin's offered settlement, $1.5 million one-time payment, plus $63,000 per month child support. The offer was insulting. Kevin's net worth was estimated at $250 million. His Yellowstone salary alone was $1.3 million per episode. Christine's attorneys argued Kevin was being deliberately vindictive, punishing Christine for leaving, using his wealth as a weapon. The court battle became public. Tabloids covered every filing, every hearing, every detail. Kevin's image suffered. The family man from Yellowstone revealed as someone who'd driven away 2 wives with identical behavior. But Kevin remained defiant. In interviews, he maintained, "I've always been clear about who I am. I'm an actor. That's my job. If people can't handle what that requires, that's not my fault." Translation: I will never change. I will never choose family over work. Accept it or leave. Both wives had chosen to leave. The divorce was finalized December 2023, terms sealed, but reports suggested Christine received approximately $60 million, primary custody of 3 children. The Santa Barbara house later sold, proceeds split. Kevin retained his Yellowstone earnings, his production company, his other properties, but he'd lost his second family. Caden, 16, Hayes, 14, Grace, 13, now lived primarily with Christine, saw their father on scheduled visitations, the same pattern as his first 3 children. Growing up without him, raised by their mother, father present but absent. Epilogue. The pattern. Today, Kevin Costner is 69 years old, divorced twice, 6 children from 2 marriages plus 2 from affairs. From first marriage, Cindy Silva, Annie Costner, 40, Lily Costner, 38, Joe Costner, 36. From affairs during first marriage, Liam Costner, 28, born to Bridget Rooney, 1 other child reportedly, details private. From second marriage, Christine Baumgartner, Caden Costner, 17, Hayes Costner, 15, Grace Costner, 14, 6 children, 2 wives who sacrificed everything for him. All of them describing the same experience. Kevin was never really there. He was working, always working, building a career, maintaining fame, chasing the next role. And when asked to choose, when forced to decide between family and fame, Kevin chose fame. Every single time. The divorce papers from both marriages tell the same story. The language is almost identical. 1994, Cindy Silva's complaint. Persistent prioritization of career over family. Refusal to compromise. Absences due to filming. 2023, Christine Baumgartner's complaint. Persistent prioritization of career over family obligations. Extended absences due to filming commitments. Refusal to compromise on work schedule. 29 years apart. 2 different women, 2 different marriages, 2 sets of children. The same pattern. The same complaints. The same man. Kevin Costner is incapable of putting family first. It's not that he doesn't love his children. By all accounts, he does. But he loves his career more, his ego more, his identity as a star more. And when faced with the choice, when forced to choose between attending his child's school play or taking a meeting about his next film, Kevin chooses the meeting. Every time. Santa Barbara, California. The family home Kevin refused to leave during the divorce. Eventually sold. Montana. The Yellowstone set. 6 months a year. Kevin's priority. 1978. Kevin married Cindy Silva. She supported him through poverty and rejection. 1990. Kevin became a star. The marriage started dying. 1994. Cindy filed for divorce. He chooses work over family. 2004. Kevin married Christine Baumgartner. Promised he'd changed. 2017. Yellowstone started. Kevin gone 6 months a year. 2023. Christine filed for divorce. He chooses work over family. The same complaint. 29 years apart. 2 wives, same pattern. 6 children growing up without their father. Because he was always working. Kevin's defense: I was providing for them. Everything they had was because of me. But they didn't want everything. They wanted him. And he was never there. The Oscar he won for Dances with Wolves sits on a shelf somewhere. The trophy for Best Director. The divorce papers from both marriages sit in court archives. Public record. 2 wives who couldn't compete with Kevin's ego. 6 children who learned their father valued fame more than family. Kevin Costner is 69 now. Still working, still taking roles, still choosing career. He'll probably work until he dies. Because work is who he is. But when he dies, his children won't remember the films. They'll remember the absences. They'll remember the father who was never there. They'll remember the man who chose fame over them. Again and again and again. 2 marriages ended by the same role. The role of movie star. A role Kevin valued more than husband. More than father. The role that mattered most, even as everyone who loved him left.